Hi guys, I am back. Another car vlog. I'm on my way to pick up my sister from school. So I just thought door's open. I have to go to Home Depot to get a new Christmas tree stand. I broke mine. I fell against the tree and I broke it, and then I thought, oh, well, it's already broken, so I thought, oh, I'll make a TikTok where it looks like I broke it, but I actually already broke it, so I will be also doing that. Anyway, I thought I would talk about American Horror Story. You know, the show, it's one of my favorite. I thought I'd talk about 1984, my thoughts on it, what I would have liked to have seen, and what I did like, what I didn't like, and you know, ideas I think would be cool to see in future seasons. So, 1984 took place at, I hope you guys know, at Camp Redwood, which was a summer camp based in near Los Angeles. It followed these group of counselors, and basically it was like an homage to slasher films from the 80s. So there's a lot of killings, serial killers, a lot of references to movies. I thought it was fun. I thought it was very, like, I felt like Apocalypse was so intense, and like I thought this was like a nice break and like a nice fun thing to do instead to see. Like, I feel like it was just fun, you know? I really liked the first half. I thought it was very well done. I feel like American Horror Story kind of has a habit of falling flat after the first 5 episodes or so. Like, things kind of go crazy, or like they're dragged out, or like rushed. Like, it can go either way. I kind of felt like this one was just kind of like went off the rails a bit. I still liked it, but it just kind of went a little weird after a while. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending. I kind of felt like everything was just smashed in there. Usually my biggest issue with American Horror Story is that it's like one episode too long. Like, you're like, okay, this episode didn't need to be here. You could have fit that in somewhere else and it would have been fine. This time I think they should have had another episode. They shouldn't have just jammed that ending in at us. It just didn't seem, you know, what's the word? It just didn't flow well. I don't know, it just wasn't flowing for me. But I still really enjoyed it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved it. I love American Horror Story. I should keep my hands on the wheel. But, you know, every good thing has flaws. That's just life. One thing I did not love was, at the end, Brooke, it was just like, oh, I woke up in a room with a white light and I'm alive. I felt like there could have been something there. Like, what I would have loved to see is after, Benjamin's son, I'm blanking on his name right now, like, after they leave the house, if, like, Brooke would have, like, at the very end, like, if they would have gone, like, back to Brooke, we see her, like, going into, like, a back room or something, and her, like, looking at her hand, and there we see, like, the pentagram that Richard Ramirez had on his hand, and that would have, like, just been all we would need to know, that she sold her soul to the devil, and that's how she lived. I think that would have been a perfect ending. Just, like, with such little words, we would have known, oh, that's how she lived. All is explained. But they did not, and I was a little disappointed. It was just kind of, I was missing, it was missing something because of Evan Peters and Sarah Paulson not being there. It just, you know, it wasn't that, like, it was missing it. It was just, like, what could have been, I guess. Like, it's hard to, like, have American Horror Story without them. But I think that the cast did a good job. I think that Billie Lourd really, she was standout amazing. Like, I love seeing her in, like, dramatic roles. She's such a great actress. I love seeing her have something with a little bit more, like, meat in it. I don't know the guy who played Benjamin's name, Mr. Jingles, but he was absolutely outstanding. I was watching Ted 2 yesterday, and he is the CEO of Hasbro and that. Like, oh my god, he is here. He is amazing. I love him, so that was fun to see him. He did such a great job. He really, and the person who played, the woman who played the nurse, I'm literally forgetting every name. Like, in the car, I can't, like, fact check. I'll probably put it in text at the bottom. But she was just outstanding. Like, wonderful. So anyway, I know that, like, they're only scheduled for, like, 10 seasons, and, like, there's a possibility it might not get renewed. I don't know if that's a huge possibility. I feel like if anything could go to Netflix, like, there's just so much more that could be done. But one thing now I'm going to talk about season themes I would love to see. I was listening to Cheyenne Jackson talking about, like, the 1930s, like, speakeasies, and I thought that was an amazing idea. Like, can you imagine, like, it's set in, like, okay, the 1920s, or, sorry, this kid just walked out in the middle of the street and, like, walked back. Can you imagine seeing, like, American Horror Story, like, 1920s, 1930s, Prohibition era, like, Jazz Age, like, I'd love to see that. And that got me thinking about, what if they had, like, a 1930s mafia theme, New York, like, or Chicago, Al Capone, that kind of thing. Like, the things they could do with that, like, talking about, you know, the American, like, dream when it died, like, during, like, you know, the Great Depression. I mean, there were literally, like, men throwing themselves out of windows when the stock market crashed. Like, think of what you could do with that. Like, what else are people willing to do when they feel like their lives are over, when they have no money, when everything seems, like, hopeless now? I think that would be an amazing season to see. Yes, I know everybody wants aliens, and I think that'd be great, but I feel like it just wouldn't really seem American. Like, it would, but, like, it wouldn't. Like, I want to see something that we can all relate to. I'd love to see, like a season set in, like, you know, like, suburban neighborhood, like Stepford Wives. Something's, like, just a little too perfect, a little too great, but there's something off, you know? That would just be amazing. But, like, something like that, I guess. Okay. I don't see my sister yet, so I guess I'll pull up and keep talking. Anyway, but I just would love something like that, you know, where everything just seems a little too perfect. I think I've kind of, like, gotten my fill of devil stuff for, like, the time being. Like, I love that, but I think that right now they should just completely change the script and maybe not have Ghost. Like, I feel like we've gotten a lot of that recently, and I'd love to see something completely different. But I'm not a director, I don't know, but hey, Ryan Murphy, I know you're not watching this, but I have some ideas for you. Like, I love to, like, pick your brain. American Horror Story is just one of my favorite shows out there. I couldn't really, like, I know everybody has, like, their list, but I couldn't rate the seasons because I feel like each one is so different that they're not really comparable. And also, I wouldn't feel right putting any season in the last place because there's always some element that I really love about, like, no matter what. So, I mean, if I had to pick a favorite, I have, like, different reasons for different favorites. So, if I had to pick, like, a favorite, it would be Murder House, because I felt like that one was just so American Horror Story. Like, you know, we had, like, adultery, miscarriages, school shootings. All these things are just, like, horrors that are present in, like, real life and that everybody can identify with. And I just felt like that was such a great thing to see, and, like, how this is truly the American Horror Story. I loved Hotel because of the fashion, the glamour, Lady Gaga, the guy who played Elizabeth Taylor. I'm just blanking on every name, but oh my god, it was just, I loved the fashion, and I love the setting of it. I really liked 1984 because of, like, all of the references and, like, how it was just, you know, it was cute, it was fun, it was a nice little fun break. I could literally list something I loved about every season. I love Cult because of the realistic, like, theme behind it. God, I don't know, like, should I just name what I liked about every season? Okay, I've done Murder House, Hotel, Cult. Okay, so I love Coven because, oh my God, Jessica Lange in there was just absolutely outstanding. She was just herself, and I loved seeing Angela Bassett, like, added to the cast, and Kathy Bates. I felt like I loved that season even more if they focused less on the girls and more on, like, you know, this amazing cast of women. Like, I loved seeing, like, the bitchy, witchy things, but I enjoyed the powerful women and, like, their story arc more. Asylum, I just felt like that was such a great stepping stone for Sarah Paulson. Like, she started out kind of like a supporting actress in, like, the first season. She was there for, like, maybe a couple episodes, and, like, in Asylum, she just got to show everything she could do, and I thought it was amazing. I had to, like, the setting really freaked me out, like, a lot. It was, like, that was the creepiest place ever, so, but I love the battle of, like, science and, like, religion. I thought that was great. Freak Show, I kind of had a problem with at first. I'm not a big fan of, like, freak shows, I guess. I'm not a big fan of, like, circuses or carnivals. I kind of have had a share of experiences with those, and they're never going to be my favorite. I did love, like, the time period. I love seeing, like, the struggle between, like, you know, outcast and, like, you know, regular people. Not regular, but, you know, what society deems as regular. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Roanoke. I loved seeing, like, new faces added. It was a very different concept, like, the whole TV, like, reenaction thing. I thought that was very interesting. That was kind of one of those seasons I felt like went one episode too long, but I loved seeing it. It was fun, you know? It was scary. It was super, super scary. I feel like, as a black person, anything set with, like, racial tones is always kind of like, whoa, that's real. And with Colt, like, being a woman, I'm like, whoa, this is probable, you know? And I'm still waiting for my sister, so I'm just gonna keep rambling. So, after Roanoke, that was Colt, and I've already talked about that. I thought Apocalypse was very good. I thought it was interesting. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending. I kind of felt like... oh my God, first of all, I don't even want to talk about the ending yet. Jessica Lange, when she came back, like, when she came down those stairs and, like, this is my fucking house, I died. I absolutely died. Oh my God, she is just everything. Like, I am obsessed with her. She is mesmerizing. She commands a screen. Everything she does, like, your eyes go straight to her no matter what role. Oh my God, it's just so amazing. But the ending, I kind of felt like was a little rushed, and, like, really, you killed the ant. My bangs look weird. They always look weird. I'm always growing out my bangs. If you get that reference, let me know. I just felt like you hit the Antichrist with the car, and that's how that happened. Like, really? And I also felt like... oh, what was her name in that? Billie Lourd's character. It could have... I think she should have been something more than a witch. I think at the end we would have found out that she was, like, an angel sent by God to fight the Antichrist, not just a really powerful witch. I think that would have been really cool to see. And they did not explain the whole baby thing either. Like, I get, like, those two, I'm forgetting their names because they were there for a second and then just never heard until the end. They had special DNA or something that made them picked, but, like, what? Why? I think, if anything, I would have accepted that more if it turned out that in 1984 that Brooke became pregnant with the baby when her and Ray hooked up, and that baby, like, was the girl in Apocalypse, you know, and then that's why she was able to give birth to, like, the future Antichrist. Like, this time they skipped a generation, and that's, you know, I think that would have been, like, a cool, like, little, if they would have just, like, mentioned, like, she's been in here for 5 years, like, she hasn't even gotten to meet her, like, daughter. And it turned, like, I don't know, like, I guess, would the age line up for her? Maybe if, like, it was her mom, like, 2 generations. She gave birth to, like, that girl's mom, if you're following. You know, and then, like, oh, she didn't even get to meet her daughter or her son, and then it turned out, like, that was the parent of the girl from Apocalypse. I don't know. It makes sense. Like, I don't know. I just felt like something else needed to be there. The connection wasn't there just because they had special DNA. But back to theories for, okay, I've talked about all the seasons. I want to see more Evan, like, Peters. I want him back. I love him so much. I'd love to see, like, I love seeing Billy Lord, like, each season get a little bit more and more, like, to work with. I love that. I'd love to see, like, more of the, like, OG, like, especially if this is going to be the last season, I want to see the OG cast brought back. I want to see, like, you know, people from Murder House. I want to see, like, the cast we've, like, grown to, like, love. Like, I loved everybody in 1984. Like, they were, like, young. It was fun. It was fresh. But I'd love to see the OGs, you know? But honestly, no matter what American Horror Story brings, like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna love it. Like, literally, so. But, you know, I'm just excited. I hate waiting a whole entire year. I'd love to, like, write or, like, give ideas for, like, American Horror Story ideas. Like, this is my forte. Like, I love horror genres. I can't believe I let that color be like that the entire time. But it just that's one of those shows I'll never tire of. Like, I love that it's different each season. I think it keeps it, like, fresh and keeps people, like, coming back. So, I mean, I could, like, talk about this, like, for maybe 30 minutes, but I don't know how to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So, I will stop talking now. But let me know what you guys thought about 1984 and what you guys hope to see, my 4 subscribers. Let me know. I think I'm going to keep doing, like, more, like, TV show breakdowns. Like, I really enjoy TV, and, like, I enjoy, like, cinema, so I think that I could have endless vlogs if I did that. So, let me know, like, what you guys think about, like, any TV show, if you want me to talk about one, I guess. And I'll catch you next time. I'm going to go call my sister, because I've been sitting in this parking lot this entire time, and she hasn't come out. So, I will check you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!